This Crimson Desert game, it's so weird because, like, I've gone from thinking this game is going to be amazing to thinking it's going to be garbage to thinking it's going to be amazing. And like, actually, I think it's going to be good. I don't know if it's going to be amazing, but it'll be good. It's not an MMO. But let's go ahead. Let's watch. This is a boss fight. Okay, here we go. Okay.
The crow from the Reventine Monastery.
I still feel your lingering breath as silence fills the dark.
Okay.
Draven, my precious crow.
All right.
May you find eternal rest in the dark of the night.
Decent. She's hot,
And
which is
you,
important.
Greymane, shall wither away and rot in the earth's cold embrace.
This is pretty good. You like the music and everything?
Your soul will never find peace.
Okay.
I'm having a hard time finding any peace as it is.
Oh.
Have at it, witch!
This is actually really good. This is cool.
When
I don't know how the
Umbra
fuck that
casts
happened.
Absolute darkness upon this land. The corpses of those foolish witches.
I can't even tell what the fuck is going on.
Into a mountain. I shall stand atop that mountain.
Oh, now it makes
and
sense.
witness the arrival of true paradise. Yet, I wished for my son Draven to be by my side.
Okay. All right.
So be it. Let us see.
When do you get like a great sword, bro? Like, can't you like whirlwind this shit? Oh, what the?
Twist your neck until that insolent mouth of yours is silenced. So that not
This is
even
actually
the
good.
whisper of pain escapes your lips. Then
Yeah.
I'll turn you inside out.
Gameplay looks nice. Yeah, I think so too. Spongy? It's not a spongy boss. What are you talking about? She's already halfway dead. It's probably a two-phase fight. Because this is a 7-minute video.
Your shredded soul will be fighting.
There is a like a what the fuck is going on type situation though. Like I don't know what the hell this is. Okay. Oh. Okay. Is it particles? BDO without the gotcha? Yeah, kind of actually. So she's like a necromancer. Okay, so it kills her. This is the first phase.
Brainy, you even outdo Draven. How about I claim you as my own, as my son?
Let's reek of deceit, witch!
Oh! Okay. Okay. So far, I actually think this is pretty impressive. I think this looks good. Yeah, this actually looks good. I think it's good. This is what Veilguard should have been. You're unironically right. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, no, that's totally true. hopefully the effects get toned down. Yeah. It's hard for me to know what the fuck's going on with all those birds and shit. That's the only thing, that's like the only criticism I really have. This, yeah, that ability seems OP as fuck. Damn. Oh. Yeah, I feel like he face tanked the entire fight. Yeah. I wonder if you can get like a great sword though. Because I don't want to use a sword and shield. Damn. What the fuck? Journalist mode was on? Yeah. I hope this game doesn't have difficulty modes, actually. I hate difficulty modes. I think they're cringe.
Come to me.
Is she dead?
I shall grant you wealth, power, and strength that is challenged by none.
Thought you could still feel Draven's breath.
I think the choreographing for the characters is also really good.
Well deep within that child.
Like, a lot of times it feels like really stilted.
You are perfection.
What a chilling compliment.
Oh.
You will be mine, Grey.
I can fix her.
I shall embrace you with a love deeper than what I ever gave to him.
You just needed a child to fulfill your own desires.
Damn. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Like, I actually thought that was really good. I'm sold. Yeah, I think that looks great. Face tanking a bit much. Yeah, but like, who knows why that's happening or anything like that. When does this shit come out again? Oh, it doesn't even say. Yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of the Crimson Desert content. I am like, I mean, look, it's an open world fantasy RPG. I'm legally obligated to play it, or it's action combat. Like, let's be honest, fight's a bit messy. I think that there's too many effects as well with the attacks. I think you're right about that. But otherwise, I think it does look really good. Major problem here is the pause of any second. There's any second of combat, too many dots and particles on screen. I think that's a very fair criticism. And I think that you're totally right. Like, yeah, it does get really messy, especially, like, what the fuck is going on here? That is probably my biggest criticism, and I think that's very fair. You can modify those things? Yeah, and I think that also might be the case. Can you elaborate on why you think having difficulty settings is cringe? It gives players options for physical deficiencies like myself with my right hand. Because I think that your physical deficiencies should be solved by a solution like Havel's Armor, rather than just playing an easy mode version of the game. So I think that there should be difficulty options in the game, but they shouldn't be settable. They shouldn't be toggleable by a menu, basically, right? And so, like, my idea of, like, accessibility features is to create builds and create tools for players who do have accessibility problems, for them to be able to play, and instead of use, like, their dexterity, for them to use their mind to solve problems, right? So, like, for example, like in Monster Hunter, like, yeah, you can fight a boss without doing any other prep if you're really good at the game, but you can also put it to sleep, you can put bombs down, you can blow it up, then you can use this other thing, and then you can use these darts, and then you can put traps down, right? And so the way that I think a person who is, you know, like, less skilled in general, I think that making them play an easier mode version of the game, that's not really a good experience for them. I think that it's better to give them an experience that is like, this is hard for you to do, but you're smart, and we're going to give you the tools to where you can be challenged on a different perspective. Because, like, just because your arm doesn't work doesn't mean you're retarded, right? Like, you can still think, you can still problem solve, you can still figure things out. And so I don't want to patronize you as a person who is disabled by just giving you a mode of the game where everything dies in one hit. Why is the choice bothering you, though? It bothers me because I think that there's something that's lost when you add a difficulty mode in, because you no longer have the shared experience of the entire player base experiencing the same product. And I think that, like, whenever you beat ONS in Dark Souls 1, that means one thing. And I think that that shared experience and that defined baseline experience is a better way to create a game. That's what I think. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people that don't agree with that, right? They don't think about it the way that I do, but that's how I think about it. And I think also in a lot of old games that only had one difficulty option, even Sekiro, like, if you think Sekiro's hard, you haven't watched people speedrun the game. It's so insanely fucking easy if you know, like, all the little tricks. Like, Guardian Ape is probably, like, one of the most, like, abusable bugs, or abusable bosses, right? And so, yeah. And what's this here? It also causes them to base the game around X difficulty, like, let's say normal mode. Yeah, exactly, right? And so, like, and I think also a lot of hard modes for games are just like the boss has more health and it does more damage. And there's nothing that's like unique or interesting about the changes that the character has. So I feel like there's a lot of reasons why I personally feel like hard modes in games are boring. I don't like that. Now, I always play games on the hardest difficulty because, like, that's just what, like, I feel like that's what the game is designed for, in order for me to play it at 100%. Because what I've learned is that through playing games that are easier, I end up not interfacing with 80% of the mechanics of the game because I don't need to. I can just outskill them, or I can, like, outthink some problem. But if you're playing on the hard mode, sometimes that's still the case, but it's less the case, right? And so, like, a good example of this is, like, Metaphor. So whenever I was playing Metaphor, I played it on hard mode. And obviously, like, you know, a lot of games, this is happening too with, like, Dragon Age, is that once you get to the second half of the game, your character, like, you're cooking, right? And, like, so you just, like, you fucking wipe the floor with everything. Like, I don't think that I died, besides, like, this one cheesy, like, gimmick boss in Metaphor, I don't think I died to hardly anything, right? But other than that, but you complain about Mythic Rating? Well, because I complain about Mythic Rating because it's a group activity that's extremely punishing and not fun. And also, like, I think that WoW would be better if it moved back to how Classic is, where, like, you have Molten Core, and do you want to do hard mode version of Molten Core? Okay, you can. It's called BWL. Like, stop making a bunch of difficulty modes and instead give players a more fulfilling progression path. And, like, that's the way that I see it. And I know, obviously, like, a lot of people, you know, there's arguments like, oh, well, we want to see people that, like, you know, everybody wants to see the content, experience the content. I think that it's better to inspire people to see content than put them on a conveyor belt so they can watch the content be killed by other people in the party. That's basically the way that I see it. I just overleveled every archetype and owned. Yeah, I did too. But, like, it was also, you still had to do some degree of problem solving, right? Like, I remember, like, in Metaphor, like, I was, like, fucking, like, skin of my teeth on, like, I think it was, like, Zorba the first time. I barely fucking killed that on hard mode. And then there were a few other bosses that I just barely fucking killed. Like, I think it was the, it was, like, the Devourer of something, right? It was really hard. And so, like, being able to, like, accomplish that is really entertaining, and it's, like, really rewarding. I've always hated difficulty modes in games. Yeah, exactly. That's the way I feel about it.